This famous philosopher, Giordano Bruno, paid the ultimate price for his beliefs, as he was burned alive by the Catholic Church in the 16th century. Bruno was no ordinary thinker. He was a trailblazing philosopher, astronomer, mathematician, and occultist whose ideas were far ahead of his time. He embarked on a journey that would challenge conventional beliefs and defy the prevailing Christian worldview. Born in 1548 in Nola, Italy, Bruno's intellectual journey began with studies in humanities, logic, and dialectics in Naples. His early philosophical influences led him toward Averroism, a movement inspired by the interpretations of Aristotle by the Muslim philosopher Averroes. However, Bruno's pursuit of unorthodox ideas didn't sit well with the Catholic Church. After joining the Dominican order in 1565, he quickly came under suspicion of heresy due to his unconventional views. Eventually, in 1576, he fled to Rome, escaping potential persecution and death. His departure from Rome was prompted by the discovery of forbidden commentaries by Erasmus, which only added to his heretical reputation. Little did Bruno know that his relentless pursuit of forbidden knowledge would plunge him into a web of intrigue, ultimately leading to a fiery fate. So sit back and let's dive into the mysterious life and teachings of Giordano Bruno, a man who sparked a revolution. Giordano Bruno's intellectual journey carried him far beyond the walls of Rome. His quest for knowledge led him to Geneva, where he embraced Calvinism, and eventually, he found his intellectual haven in the vibrant city of Paris. It was in the heart of Paris that Bruno's intellectual pursuits thrived and bore remarkable fruit. One of the notable fruits of his labor was the work Scena della Cenere, where Bruno boldly affirmed the heliocentric theory. In this groundbreaking piece, he ventured into the realm of cosmology, proposing an infinite universe that challenged the prevalent beliefs of his era. Bruno's audacity to question the boundaries of the cosmos and his endorsement of a universe without limits represented a significant departure from the conventional wisdom of his time. In Il Candelaio, Bruno didn't limit his exploration to the cosmos. He extended his critical gaze to society itself. Through this work, he offered a critique of the contemporary societal norms, shedding light on the incongruities he perceived in the world around him. Bruno's intellectual courage was evident in his willingness to challenge not only established cosmological dogmas but also the prevailing societal structures. However, it was in De la Causa, Principio e Uno, that Bruno further expounded on his monistic worldview, delving into the interconnectedness of all things. In this philosophical treatise, he explored the unity that underlies the diversity of existence, a theme that would become a hallmark of his philosophical legacy. Bruno's ability to weave together disparate threads of thought into a coherent philosophical framework was a testament to his intellectual prowess. The culmination of Bruno's cosmological ideas came to fruition in De l'infinito, universo e mondi. In this magnum opus, he not only challenged the finite cosmos proposed by Aristotle, but boldly advocated for an infinite universe teeming with countless solar systems. Bruno's audacious vision was not merely a departure from the prevailing beliefs of his time. It was a seismic shift in human understanding. His willingness to explore uncharted territories, guided by his deep appreciation for ancient wisdom, left an enduring legacy that continues to inspire seekers of knowledge to this day. At the core of Giordano Bruno's philosophical vision was his profound reverence for ancient wisdom, a tradition he believed stretched back to luminaries like Zoroaster in Persia and Hermes Trismegistus in Egypt. Bruno held the view that these sages, including figures like Orpheus and Pythagoras, were inheritors of an ancient wisdom that contained the fundamental principles of Christianity. What truly set Bruno apart was his distinctive perspective on Greek philosophy. Unlike thinkers such as Marsilio Ficino, who saw Greek philosophy, especially Platonism, as a harmonious complement to Christianity, Bruno took a different stance. He argued that Greek philosophy, beginning with Plato, had strayed from the authentic wisdom held by ancient sages like Hermes Trismegistus, Pythagoras, Parmenides, and Empedocles. According to Bruno, the essential task was to rekindle this genuine ancient philosophy by piecing it together from fragments discovered in Egyptian and Pythagorean records, as well as remnants embedded within Greek philosophical thought. For instance, Bruno believed that the Pythagorean concept of the harmony of the cosmos, based on mathematical ratios, was a profound insight into the divine order of the universe. He saw this idea as a reflection of the ancient wisdom he sought to revive. Bruno also criticized Aristotle for his rigid categorization of knowledge and his emphasis on empirical observation over intuitive and spiritual insights, which, in Bruno's view, represented a departure from the holistic and spiritual wisdom of the ancients. Notably, he didn't shy away from criticizing Aristotle, whom he occasionally referred to as the least insightful of all philosophers, while still acknowledging Aristotle's occasional incorporation of valuable ideas from his predecessors. Bruno's commitment to restoring this ancient wisdom shaped the foundation of his philosophical perspective, setting him on a distinctive intellectual path. Bruno's innovative approach extended even to his interpretation of Scripture. While many theologians of his time believed that the Old Testament's resemblance to the writings of Hermes Trismegistus suggested a later influence, Bruno boldly reversed this chronology. He argued that Moses had received an education in the wisdom of the Egyptians, which Bruno saw as the very same wisdom found in Hermes's works. In essence, Bruno proposed a paradigm shift, suggesting that the Pentateuch in Scripture, as a whole, drew from the wellspring of Egyptian wisdom rather than the other way around. Remarkably, Bruno often drew upon biblical passages to bolster his metaphysical, cosmological, and ethical concepts, maintaining that these texts concealed profound philosophical truths. For instance, he saw the Book of Job as containing profound mysteries of the Chaldeans and representing a strand of what he termed the ancient philosophy. In his theological exploration, Bruno was unafraid to challenge the established interpretations of Scripture, often critiquing the reliance on the works of philosophers like Plato, Aristotle, and Averroes in theological discourse. Bruno took issue with the contemporary scholastic tradition for what he perceived as an undue emphasis on Latin style at the expense of intellectual substance. Bruno's approach to Scripture was a pivotal aspect of his broader philosophical and theological innovation, as it sought to uncover deeper philosophical dimensions within sacred texts, while challenging the traditional reliance on the works of earlier philosophers in theological discourse. Bruno criticized contemporary scholasticism for prioritizing Latin style over intellectual substance. Giordano Bruno's cosmological ideas represented a seismic shift away from the prevailing beliefs of his era. At the core of his departure from the Aristotelian Ptolemaic model was his firm conviction that Copernicus's heliocentric system fundamentally contradicted Aristotle's notion of natural place for sublunary elements. According to Aristotle, each element occupied a specific, predefined place within the cosmos, with Earth at the center, followed by water, air, and fire in concentric spheres. It was believed that elements displaced from their designated spheres possessed an innate tendency to return to their rightful places. Bruno, however, argued that because Earth itself was a celestial body in orbit around the Sun, the elemental spheres within it were in perpetual motion, negating the existence of fixed natural locations. To illustrate, let's consider the traditional Aristotelian view of Earth as the heaviest element at the center of the cosmos. According to Aristotle, Earth's natural place was at the core of the universe. If a chunk of Earth were to be displaced from this core, it would possess an inherent tendency to move back toward its supposed natural place, which would be the center of the Earth. Bruno, in contrast, asserted that Earth, like other celestial bodies, was in motion, orbiting the Sun. Therefore, there was no static center or fixed natural place within the cosmos. Elements, he argued, had a propensity to join larger wholes because it was in these holes that they could best maintain their natural state. Once integrated into these larger holes, elemental parts ceased to exhibit qualities of heaviness or lightness and instead moved harmoniously and naturally along with the whole, a concept that drew inspiration from Neoplatonic ideas, particularly those promoted by Marsilio Ficino. Additionally, Bruno's ideas were influenced by Copernicus's conception of gravity and Lucretius's observations regarding the weightlessness of particles within composite structures. This bold reinterpretation of the cosmos effectively dismantled the conventional view of a finite and hierarchically structured universe, paving the way for Bruno's unique cosmological vision. Bruno's cosmological framework effectively dismantled the traditional view of a finite and hierarchically structured cosmos. As we come to the end of our exploration into the life and ideas of Giordano Bruno, I'm struck by the profound impact of his unconventional thinking. Bruno's unwavering pursuit of forbidden knowledge led him down a path filled with intrigue and ultimately to a fiery fate. On February 17, 1600, Giordano Bruno was burned alive by the Catholic Church. This tragic event occurred because Bruno's ideas clashed with the religious beliefs of the time. He held unorthodox views on topics such as the nature of the universe and the existence of multiple worlds, which were seen as heretical by the Church. As a result, Bruno was arrested, tried for heresy, and eventually sentenced to death by burning at the stake in public. Reminiscent of the mysteries we've uncovered together. Much like Bruno challenged the prevailing beliefs of his time, his life serves as a testament to the power of intellectual courage and the enduring quest for truth. His audacious ideas continue to inspire those who dare to question the boundaries of knowledge. As we conclude this journey, I invite you to reflect on Bruno's story and the questions it raises. What lessons can we draw from his life, and how might his fearless pursuit of knowledge inform our own intellectual journeys? Thank you for joining me in exploring the mysterious life of Giordano Bruno. And I encourage you to continue seeking answers to life's mysteries and embracing the wonders of discovery. So, my friends, thank you again for joining me today. If you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button and like button. It helps me make more of these videos. So until next time, remember to always seek the truth.